What values set you apart from other leaders?
Well, I think certain leaders, they have like this I'm the boss of you, I'm better than you kind of manner to them, you know, but I'm just like you guys. The citizens and me are the same people, you know. I've got a husband and kids, they've got a husband and kids. I've got bad days, they have bad days. I wake up with messy hair, they wake up with messy hair, you know? Like, I'm a human too, it's not just some completely different way of living. And yeah, so I have my values, which are be kind to people, don't judge people, and just overall try to be the best human you can be.
What is your experience with helping your community?
Well, you know, most leaders in other countries, especially like Americanized Central, don't really get their hands dirty, you know. They watch from afar and like, are like, oh, that's none of my business, they can live in their own filth, you know. I've worked in soup kitchens, I've worked with homeless, I've worked with, you know, minorities and communities that have less. And I've, I wouldn't say walked in their shoes, but I've definitely been around them and seen what it's like to live in that that kind of poverty and just outright filth. You know, it's very disturbing how, as a community, we can just let people live like that. And that's why I do my best to help and actually go in to see the action and try to fix it.
Do you have a specific reason for being so open and caring?
Well, I mean, everybody's human, you know, everybody has bad days, everybody has good days, and I'm just as human as they are. I wouldn't go around saying, oh, look at me, I'm the almighty, you know, big prime minister person that, you know, I'm a regular human, and I have good days and I have bad days, and I want to share those with the world, because just to make them see that I myself am human too. Because, well, if I wasn't human, I'd be a terrible, terrible thing.
Oh well. How do you balance your motherly duties with your prime minister duties?
Well, it's kind of like having a regular job, you know. You go to work during the day, you come home to your husband and kids, and you know, you just kind of live your life both ways. They're both like this, and then you do this, and then it's, yeah. Anyway, but except my 9-to-5 job is technically like a 24 hours, 7 days a week, or year round. And I know it's difficult because I could be at home with my kids doing my motherly duties and get a call saying, oh, you know, some important place got attacked, or, you know, somebody died or whatever, and it's just like, oh, well, all right, bye kiddos, mummy's got to go, you know. So yeah, it's a little difficult, but I can manage it pretty well. It's like a normal 9-to-5 job.
How do you tackle sexism in your life?
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard, you know, to differentiate just people being rude and sexism, but the best thing in either situations is to just not take it into consideration, you know, just one in ear, out the other. And it's a difficult thing, it's rude, it's like soul shattering sometimes. But if anybody ever says, you can't do that, you're a woman, right? Say, I can do that, and I have, and then just kind of prove it to them. But yeah, it's not really like a super big thing anymore. It happened a lot in the beginning, but we're fine now. We're living life. My kids are great. My husband's great, and all of them are very supportive of like when I have a bad day or somebody says something, But I can handle it. I can deal with it on my own. And again, the best thing to remember is not to let it flood your brain and make you all make you have any self-doubt. So yeah, that's the biggest thing to remember.
Look, why not ban all guns? Why just semi-automatics?
Well, I believe that the people of my country should be able to defend themselves, and it's a kind of a human right to defend yourself. But you can do so with a shotgun, or a little tiny pistol or whatever, But semi-automatics and automatic weapons are just they can do too much damage. One bullet can stop somebody, but you don't need 1,000 to stop them. Plus, it just makes the world more dangerous for terrorists and criminals. It makes them have the ability to go in and just constantly shoot and not have a break. So, I believe that people should be able to protect themselves, but not, do a lot of harm.
Why did you make the decision to shut down the country during COVID?
Well, it was something that was spread worldwide by people traveling in and out of countries and contracting it in one, bringing it to the next, and then spreading it throughout their family. Their family goes to work, the work gets it, everybody at their home. It's just a big chain of events, and the way to stop that is isolation. If you isolate a country, nobody can come in, nobody can get out, and it just doesn't spread. Obviously, it happened, but it happened a good chunk of time after everyone else. It wasn't right away. It was actually, 2 years? 2 years after, and that's the best we could do. And nobody really got sick for the first chunk of it, and I think that's a big accomplishment, because if nobody gets sick, then it's harder for it to actually come into the country. Obviously, it makes it a whole lot worse because people haven't built immunities, they haven't seen people with it, they don't know what it's like, but it's just, it's what it is, and we try our best to isolate it and not let it get into the country. But evidently it did, because that's what happens during a global pandemic. But hey, we did the best we could, and we isolated it for the longest time we could, and everybody was healthy and happy for a while.
Okay. Well, what do you tell people who expect you to fix everything?
Well, people have their opinions about prime ministers, presidents, leaders of countries, not just one country. The very sort of, you're a leader of a country, you can fix everything, you can do anything, you're basically Superman, or Supergirl, or whatever. But we're not, actually, we're just regular people. And sometimes those people are very bad people, and sometimes they're very good people, and sometimes they're just trying to do the best they can. But if anybody asked, how do you fix everything? Can you fix everything? No, I cannot fix everything. I'm not God. I'm not some amazingly powerful being. I'm just a person like you guys. Can you fix everything? No, you can't. So I try my best with the power that I have to help people, to help my country, to help everything. But sometimes things go wrong, you know, sometimes bad things happen. And you just gotta keep reminding yourself, I'm only human. It's not an excuse, it's just when you do make those mistakes, which they shouldn't happen often, but they do happen, you tell yourself, I'm only human. We can try again. We can apologize to the public. We can do whatever we need to fix the situation. And that's how I fix things. I don't actually, you know, magically snap my fingers and everything just gets solved.
What would you tell a younger generation if they asked to be the Prime Minister?
Well, regardless of whether they're boy or girl, I say go for it, you know? If you put enough work in, then you'll get there. But don't just dream with no work, you won't get there. Because being something as important as a Prime Minister or, you know, like a big famous person or an important person it takes hard work, and you can't just become it overnight. So don't just think, oh, I'll just sit here and become the Prime Minister. No, if you want to become it, absolutely, and you know what you want to do, and you're like adamant about it, then by all means, put in the work and just become the Prime Minister. Go for it. But if you're not willing to put in the work, then don't try, because you know it won't work out in the end. It really won't. I mean, yeah. So you by all means dream about it and become it, but put in the work to become it, because otherwise your dreams, they will be crushed. And I mean this with the most love in my heart. Just put in the work and you'll get there.